Okay, Year 10, I'm now going to move on to the next exercise. And, well, I actually want to go beyond that. I want to go to, where are we? To the factor and remainder theorem. And they're down here. So I want you to think about this. And I'm going to go back to one of the ones that we did in the last exercise. If I've got a polynomial, so remember we're going to write a polynomial, and we're going to say that any polynomial, p of x, equals a of x times q of x plus r of x. Now, if this is equal to 0, then 0 times the q of x will leave me with 0. Hence, all I will get is a remainder. So let's go back here to the one we did, the last one we did. And you can see it here. There's my p of x, it equals x plus 2, and then I get x squared minus 2x plus 3 minus 5. If I find, p of negative 2. Now, how do I get negative 2? Remember, I want what makes that equal 0, and that's x equals negative 2. So I'm finding when x equals negative 2. If I plug that in, I should get a remainder of 5. Now, it's pretty obvious on negative 5. It's pretty obvious. If I substitute it into this side, that'll be 0. Sorry, let's get rid of that. This bit will be 0, and I'll be left with negative 5. So, because it's the same thing, that should tell me the same answer. So let's do it and see if we get negative 5. So negative 2 cubed minus minus negative 2 plus 1. Well, negative 2 cubed is negative 8. Minus minus plus 2 plus 1. And negative 8 plus 2 plus 1 is negative 5. So it worked. Now this is really cool because it allows us to find factors and remainders without doing the long division, which is really cool. So in here, in exercise 10H, hold on, I'm just going to our classroom. In exercise 10H, because I'm pretty sure I said do 10I, not 10H, and I'm just going to get it up. Right, 10H. So all you're doing when you're doing these ones is you're subbing it in. And remember, use your calculator. So here's question 1. I've got to find p of 1 and p of x equals 2x cubed minus x squared minus x minus 1. So p of 1 equals 2 times, and really you should put that in brackets, 1 cubed minus 1 squared minus 1 minus 1, which is going to be 2 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1, which is negative 1. Now, even though I've done that, and there are 3 there, what I want you to get used to is doing it on your calculator using this method. And I'm going to get it up. Desktop, I want this baby. Right. So what you do is you put 1 in as your answer. So 1 equals. Now it's my answer. And what I'm going to do is 2 times my answer cubed minus 1, my answer squared, minus my answer, minus 1. Now the beauty of this, and don't press any other buttons, the beauty of this is that'll do it and I don't have to worry about negatives. So if I press that, I should get -1, and I did. Now, if you don't press any buttons now, this is going to save you so much time. So the next one, I have to do 3. So all I do is type 3 equals, this is my new answer. And if I use my up arrow, it brings it back. And my new answer is 3. So when I press equals, it's just going to automatically sub 3 in. And the answer is 41. And I'm looking at the answers in the textbook. And where are we? 10H. 41 is correct. So now I'm going to hit -2. I'm going to press equals. That's my new answer. I use my up arrow. It comes back. I press equals and I get -19, which is the correct answer. And really, this saves you so much time because you don't have to type in the -2 all the way along and all the parentheses. So let's do the last one, -4. Remember, use this because if you use a minus sign, it'll give you your answer and you don't want to do that. So -4 equals, that's my new answer, my up arrow, come on. I get all the stuff back. I just press equals, -141. And how quick is that compared to typing it in again and again and again? So you can do that for all of them. So now have a look at question 4. And it says, what is the remainder when that? Now you can do a long division. You can go x minus 1 into x cubed minus 2x squared plus 7x minus 3. But all I have to do is find whatever makes this equal 0. And for that to be equal to 0, now you should be able to do it in your head. For x minus 1 equal to 0, well, that's just x equals 1. I'll take it over the other side. So here you're going to substitute 1. Here you're going to substitute 2, 3, 4, -4, -2, -1, -3. It's that easy. So in question 4, I'm going to write what p of x is first. And I'm going to go, x cubed minus 2x squared plus 7x minus 3. Now, if I'm going to divide by x minus 1, I need to find p of 1. And I should show my substitutions, which will be 1 cubed minus 2 times 1 squared plus 7 times 1 minus 3. And I'll get my remainder. But again, I don't want to do it again and again and again. So I'm just going to use my calculator and use my answer. So watch this. Again, I type 1 equals, that's my answer. And now, what is it? It's my answer cubed, so answer cubed, minus 2 times my answer squared, plus 7 times my answer minus 3. You'll see I didn't put a multiplication sign between 2 times my answer squared. I don't think it'll make a difference. So I just press return and I get 3. In question 4a, the answer is 3. What's the next number for me to do? Well, the next number is x equals 2. So just type 2 equals, use your back arrow or your up arrow, hit return, 11. That's correct. The next one is 3. 3 equals, back arrow, equals 27. The next one is 4. 4, that's my new answer, back arrow, equals 57. We're all right so far. This is so easy when you use a calculator like this. The next one is negative 4. Make sure you use the negative button. I'm going to show you what happens when you use a minus button and show you how to avoid it. Negative 4 equals, use your back arrow, bang, negative 127. Now let's say I just use this minus button. Bang, see how the answer comes up? Well, you can just delete that and go minus, what is the next one? 2 equals, and then go back, and it'll still work. But it's much better to use the negative sign rather than minus. So, there we go. That's how you do quick, and it tells you the remainder. It tells you the remainder. So, what about if there is no remainder? If there is no remainder? Well, if there is no remainder, that means I'll get 0. So first of all, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to put in the right answer, and for A, the answer was 3. But if we get no remainder, if this is 0, if I put it in, I get a 0 answer, well then it's a factor. That means it divides exactly into it. So I'm going to do one that has a factor. And as you can see here, the factor theorem, here's a remainder. When a polynomial is divided by x minus something, the remainder is p of a. So when divided by x minus 3, the remainder, you just put 3 in. Divided by 2, you put negative 2 in. When p of x is divided by something and the remainder is 0, then it's a factor. And you can see here, p of 2 in this equation, if they put it in, is a factor. So let's have a look and see if we can find one that has a factor. Okay, so I'm going to cheat here because I know which ones are factors, and I'm going to show you. Oh, well, no, we don't have to. So let's have a look at question 6. First of all, I'm going to write p of x. What is p of x? It's x cubed minus 4x squared plus x plus 6. So p, first of all, I'm going to find p of 1 because that's the first one. They're asking me to find p of 1. I'm just going to get my, so I'm going to show the substitution. So that'll be 1 cubed minus 4 times 1 squared plus 1 plus 6. But I'm going to use my calculator. I'm going to go 1, there's my answer. And I'm going to go, all right, my answer cubed minus 4 times my answer squared plus my answer plus 6. And I get a remainder of 4. So x minus 1 is not a factor. The next one is going to be p of minus 1. So that equaled 4. P of minus 1. So I get my calculator back. And again, I just use the negative sign. Negative 1. That's my new answer. Go back. Look at that. P of negative 1 is 0. So x plus 1 is a factor. Which means if I did a division, I would get no remainder. This is really important. Let's go to the next one. Negative 2. So I get my calculator back. And I go negative 2. That's my answer. Back up. No, it doesn't work. What's the next one? And it wasn't negative 2, it was positive 2. So I should have just done 2. Back. Oh, 2 is a factor. Now here's a really tricky thing. Right? Here's the thing. This is where you've got to be really smart. Remember when we did this thing, so we've got negative 1, so x plus 1, x minus 2. Now think about the leading term. It has to be x cubed. So that has to be an x. So that'll give me Remember, when all these multiply, that by that by that will give me x cubed. So I just have to have an x at the front. And think about this. This times this must equal this number here. So can you think what that last number needs to be? I've already got positive 1 times negative 2. What does this need to be? Hopefully, you're going, that has to be negative 3. So I'm banking that this is my next factor. That's going to be my next factor. Let's try it and see. So I'm going to sub in 3. So I just type 3, return, back up, and look at that. There's my factor. Because I knew that if I expanded it, the leading term had to be x cubed, and the other factors had to multiply out to that constant at the back. So imagine doing this next one, question 7. If you found out 2 of the factors, right? Well, this is an x to the 4, so it's going to be x something, x something, x something, and eventually x something. And these 4 numbers that are here are going to have to multiply out to be that number there. That's if it does has factors. It might not have factors, but I'm pretty sure that they've written it in such a way that it will. And if you know the first 3, well, then you can just do dividing to find the last one. Anyway, that is the remainder and factor theorem. You should make sure you've got those notes here in your book, and you should be right to go with the remainder and factor theorem, subbing it in. But please use that trick on your calculator. Now remember, if you substitute something in and you get a 0, it is a factor. And if you're just looking for the numbers, try and pick numbers that multiply out to the constant term. So if I was picking numbers here, let's get rid of that. If I was looking for numbers, I'd go, all right, I always start with 1, then negative 1, but they haven't given us that option, so I don't know, you go 2. Notice all these, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're all factors of 120. But if I was looking at this one, I'd be looking for 1, negative 1, 2, and positive 2. And I'm pretty sure you'll find them pretty quickly. All right, good luck.